For 3 weeks, the partial lockdown in the greater Accra metropolitan area and Kaswa, and the greater Kumasi metropolitan area and contiguous districts. And we have all borne the brunt of the ravages of the pandemic. As your president, I saw it as my duty to provide you with regular updates on the situation, the measures government is taking, and to seek your support and cooperation. That is why I've been a constant feature on your screens these 2 past years, in the addresses that have now become regularly referred to as fellow Ghanaians. And I thank you for welcoming me so warmly into your homes. You've listened to me. You've cooperated with government and with the health experts. You've adhered to the enhanced hygiene and mask-wearing protocols. And a considerable number of you
Adom FM. Adom FM.
Enti Ghana mampani Adom Akufo-Addo ene Ghana fo edi enkomo covid ba ye mpempenso a ye bedro ne nhehya ahodo ane won sade eba beto na kwan so na fei ye hunu ne ekroso no na ye di ho enkomo yi enti no ye hwe network ni ti ya na break ye be hwe na fei mampani ne nsem no de wo ka bia nso ye de abramuti ahyase no de sade yare ne ba ye hu sunsuanso ne nhehya ahodo ya womo edututo na kwan so no na oboye mu enchiremu ye hwe na ye ne mampani ne nsem no na fe ye de atoa so de amamo.
Had to take drastic steps to protect lives and livelihoods by suspending for the years 2020 and 2021 our pursuit of fiscal responsibility, which made the Ghanaian economy the poster boy of rapid economic growth in 2017, 2018, and 2019. You would recall, in response to the pandemic, I mandated the creation of the Coronavirus Alleviation Program to support households and micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. Its intent was to help minimize job losses, to stimulate economic revitalization, mobilizing private and public sector finances, to expand industrial output, to domestic consumption and exports. To this end, I instituted a 1.1 billion CD health response package, which was used to procure supplies and equipment, and a relief package for health workers, which included tax waivers, allowances, transportation, and COVID insurance. Government also found the money to recruit on a permanent basis 24,585 more health professionals. 1.6 billion cedis was made available to support vulnerable households across the country, which went into food packages and hot meals, and the provision of free water for all, free electricity for lifeline consumers, and 50% rebate for all others. Some 750 million cedis in soft loans and grants were also disbursed to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses to help maintain their economic activity. The government statistician tells us today that this expenditure has achieved its purpose. At the height of the pandemic, despite strong opposition in some quarters and the legitimate concerns of some parents, we stood firm and were successful in ensuring that the education of our children was not truncated. We spent some 1.9 billion cedis providing PPEs and hot meals for students, teaching and non-teaching staff, hand-washing facilities, training of teachers in COVID, development of content for online classes, and disinfection and fumigation of schools. This made it possible for students to return in conditions of safety, sit for their respective examinations, and achieve successful results. Indeed, the spectacular results of the first and second batches of the free SHS graduates, whom I proudly call the Akufo-Addo graduates, are testament to this. I want to state, without any equivocation, that should our nation, God forbid, be confronted by such a pandemic again, and I, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and by the grace of God, your president, I will not shy away from taking such essential steps to protect you and your businesses again. Fellow Ghanaians, while we count the costs, COVID-19 also inspired our domestic manufacturing capabilities and deepened our self-reliance. The pharmaceutical industry, at my instigation, responded positively to the need for domestic production of sanitizers, disinfectants, and liquid soaps. Furthermore, government was able to procure some 81 million cedis worth of personal protective equipment, such as face masks, head covers, medical scrubs, and hospital gowns, from domestic government and textiles manufacturing companies, for health workers, and for students going back to school to prepare and sit for their final examinations. COVID-19 also highlighted the unequal distribution of healthcare facilities in the country, as we have tended to focus our healthcare infrastructure in Accra, Kumasi, and one or two of our other big cities. As we've seen, epidemics and pandemics, when they emerge, can spread to any part of the country. There are 101 districts in the country with no district hospitals, and we have to do something about it. The creation of the new regions also means the government has to construct 6 regional hospitals for the 6 new regions, and a befitting regional one for the Western region, and see to the construction of 3 new psychiatric hospitals for the coastal, middle, and northern belts, respectively, and rehabilitate the Afia Kwanta Hospital in the Western region. This has led to the formulation and declaration of Agenda 111, the biggest ever investment in the nation's healthcare sector. Work is currently underway, and before the end of my tenure of office on 7th January 2025, all 111 hospitals would have been commissioned. Since March 2021, vaccination has become a central part of our strategy to defeat the pandemic. Our aim has been to achieve herd immunity as soon as possible, and our target has been to vaccinate 20 million of our population. Our initial challenge was to secure enough vaccines to meet this target. We have so far acquired nearly 29 million vaccine doses in the country, having administered some 13.1 million doses as of 26 March 2022. Whilst appreciating COVAX and other donors in COVID-19 vaccine supply initiatives, and government also procuring further vaccine consignments through AU and AVATT initiatives, Ghana, Rwanda, and Senegal in partnership with the German biotechnology company BioNTech SE, are venturing into vaccine development and manufacturing, with the 3 countries determined to become vaccine manufacturing hubs in sub-Saharan Africa. We want to achieve self-sufficiency in vaccine production to meet future national, regional, and continental needs for health security. We shall not then, in the future, be at the mercy of foreign vaccine nationalism and geopolitics. Last year, I set up a vaccine manufacturing committee under the chairmanship of the world-renowned Ghanaian scientist, Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boakye, which will soon be transformed by Act of Parliament into the National Vaccine Institute. We've committed $25 million to develop our domestic vaccine production capability and facilitate the capacity of domestic pharmaceutical companies to fill, finish, and package mRNA, COVID-19, malaria, tuberculosis, and other vaccines as a first step towards vaccine production. Fellow Ghanaians, we've reached a critical point in our fight against COVID-19. Government has undertaken a comprehensive review of the raft of measures put in place to help win the fight against the virus. This review is premised on the background of rapidly declining infections, the relative success of the vaccination campaign being supervised by the Ghana Health Service, and the increased capacity development in the public and private health sectors over the last 2 years. Indeed, as of Friday, 25th March 2022, the total number of active cases stood at 72. There are no severely or critically ill persons. Our COVID-19 treatment centers are empty, and the 4th wave appears to be over. In addition to these very low reported cases is a considerable improvement in the availability and uptake of vaccines by the population. Whilst we have not achieved our national vaccination coverage target, it is significant to note that reasonable vaccination coverages have been achieved in the hotspots of infections, particularly in the urban areas of Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi. Government is determined to use all means to increase the deployment of vaccination across the country to achieve our target of vaccinating some 20 million Ghanaians by June. To my fellow Ghanaians who have not received the jab, I urge you to take it. To those listening to the propaganda by the conspiracy theorists, and those who are still skeptical about the efficacy of the vaccine, it has been a year since my wife and I got vaccinated. It has not disrupted our physical well-being. Neither has it caused us to be sick. We are, touch wood, hale and hearty, like the other 13.1 million Ghanaians who have been vaccinated. With countries in the ECOWAS community, especially in our neighboring countries, presently like us, recording very low levels of infections, and having significant numbers of our people vaccinated, and on the advice of the National COVID-19 Task Force and the health experts, I've taken the decision to revise the COVID-19 restrictions enacted under EI 64. At this point, I want to express the great gratitude of the nation to the leadership and membership of the Ghana Health Service, to all other health workers, and to members of the National COVID-19 Task Force for the outstanding work they have done in bringing us this far. Ours has been an all-inclusive national effort, including the security services, public and private sector agencies, religious and chieftaincy institutions, charitable organizations, all of whom have helped in bringing us this far. I hope I'll be forgiven if I single out the Church of Pentecost, the Catholic Church, and the COVID-19 Private Sector Fund for special praise. They all demonstrated exceptional love of country. So, from tomorrow, Monday, 28th March, the wearing of face masks is no longer mandatory. I encourage all of you, though, to continue to maintain enhanced hand hygiene practices and avoid overcrowded gatherings. All in-person activities, such as those that take place in churches, mosques, conferences, workshops, private parties and events, cinemas and theaters, may resume at full capacity as long as the audience and all participants are fully vaccinated. Hand washing and hand sanitizing points should be made available at these venues. Outdoor functions at sporting events, entertainment spots, political rallies and funerals may resume at full capacity, again, as long as all persons at those events are fully vaccinated. Government will continue to engage all religious and traditional leaders, agencies and institutions to encourage their congregants, subjects and citizens respectfully to be vaccinated to help achieve the 20 million target by June 2022. I'll also urge the media to support this campaign in full. Fellow Ghanaians, we had to impose measures to limit the importation of the virus into our country, especially as our first cases of the virus were imported through the Kotoka International Airport, KIA. Currently, the Kotoka International Airport only allows fully vaccinated passengers who are in possession of a 72-hour negative PCR test result prior to embarkation and have a negative antigen test on arrival, entry into the country. Ghanaian citizens and foreign residents in Ghana who are unvaccinated or not fully vaccinated currently are given waivers by the Ghana Health Service to allow them entry into the country through the Kotoka International Airport. They must also have a 72-hour negative PCR test result prior to embarkation, take an antigen test on arrival, and are offered vaccination. From tomorrow, Monday, 28th March, fully vaccinated travelers into Ghana will not take PCR tests from the country of embarkation to allow them entry into the country through the KIA and will not be tested on arrival. Citizens and foreign residents in Ghana who are not fully vaccinated would, however, need to provide a negative PCR test result of not more than 48 hours. They will undergo an antigen test upon arrival at KIA and will be offered vaccination there. Ghana's foreign missions have been instructed to make vaccination a requirement for visa acquisition. It is worth noting that the establishment of the COVID-19 testing infrastructure at the Kotoka International Airport by Frontier Healthcare Services Limited at its own cost has been key to our ability to limit successfully the importation of the virus into Ghana through the airport. The efficacy of the testing regime at KIA has won global admiration and has been applauded by all those who have undergone its testing. It has been one of the reasons why Ghana was not at the receiving end of several of the travel bans imposed by the West at the height of the pandemic, for which many African countries were affected. As from tomorrow, Monday, the 28th March, all land and sea borders will be opened. Fully vaccinated travelers will be allowed entry through the land and sea borders without a negative PCR test result from the country of origin. Citizens and foreign residents in Ghana who are not fully vaccinated will have to produce a negative 48-hour PCR test result and will be offered vaccination on arrival. Fellow Ghanaians, it has been a difficult 2 years for all of us, and we're seeing light at the end of a very long tunnel. I appeal to all of you to live responsibly, protect yourselves at all times, and do everything we can to stay safe. As we lift these restrictions, now is the time for all of us to join hands, work hard, and help put our nation back onto the path of progress and prosperity as we resume full production and increase productivity. As your president, I assure you that sooner rather than later, our economy will rebound from the ravages of COVID-19. The policies we are implementing will, with your active support, help grow the economy at a much faster rate, help create jobs for the youth, and help us overcome the difficulties we're faced with. This too shall pass, for the battle is still the Lord's. And Ranum, Nyame Adaroma, Isisea yefa corona yare no, aye adwuma pa, ayare no abrasia, intimis emre na du, si ade san hihye no, bebra na wieye. Nanso mesra mo, mo koso mba mo ho ban, na mo di mo ho ni. Obia ho panye no, onko no nko wo bi. Enam corona yare no nti. Inimsa asetire mo aye den ama obia. Munya didie ewo me ene mabere mu. Se enche bibia besiye. Anyame me, nyumodromo. Corona gbajia no to etuni wa. Hila ibashi. No wo be ese wo ke corona gbajia no to baba na agbe. Chimi panyafai. Nye ya nye bulehe. Nye ya nye kwe nye no ujogba. Mufia mo negbu kuchofa ani agbu. Corona hila hiwo. Liake nibi ebawa amofiamo. Yena himoke yeli yemi. Yamlalo mi ake echecho nibi baboy ujogba femo. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention and wish the Black Stars, who gave a good account of themselves in Kumasi, the best of luck in Abuja on Tuesday.
Kwantuo emu won sense bebere emu yare emu amane uno ti afia man kwata maklo e wanyinse ni awo pere enu se onkasa nwie no na wanya wo na no andro aboso men kwantuo emu won sense bebere emu yare emu amane uno ti afia man kwata maklo wanyinse ni awo pere say on Casania no no one no enti kwasia dan no mrebia radio Adom FM Nyinsen ya Awoɔ apono modwino radio Adom FM Nyinsen ya Awoɔ 106.3 radio Adom FM Nyinsen ya Awoɔ
Yada se papa pagana mampani adodanko akufuado ena ene wone ne manfo di enkomo no ntina asam ne tofa bo nyina nie say no smarts shane de ai just a one kasa person sha he nanso ni nyina mu ne ensa hohoro no ene ya practice social distance ne ma ne nyadwuma nje say ye behu obi anim ti mesra so hia obi na wo chia nice wo twamu a 14 bebre visa max ne hia no ye hu mu differently do yi an ye be hu physical face no ti me sure say nkrofo bebre be dane enti ye da nyame ase obi am practice borders ni nyina ye bie mu da ho Nyinsen ni Awoɔ bre na so nye afidie ni free a na ye di nkomo e de afa infertility ho ya mampani kasa ye ntine mu atwe tinyame ya doma da se ne ye bompa ye se ye besa to aso nti mu amu Facebook na nyi free hakra na enne infertility nti amafie bi agija efie bi suni arewo nko a emema wo problem ema nso e wo problem ema na enyemo nti no emoyenim sa na ne ye de hye ye nanso ebi a na frifie ana efri mema na ho mema be bredo brada adwuma na otimi ye ne ye pa sa de na doctor for kan ye na magye adi obi wo no mo si so ampa watimi awo wawo ba ku mienu ena afen wasa wari bie ma afi obebo abo ema na osia ne ye wo because mema wo data enso yesi wo secondary infertility wo enti no yesremo emfa ho so watimi awo mienu na wawari bie mu na wo se hwe bani mema na nkire se untumi nye infertile enti yesremo ene ho nkomo ne yebedi enkasa bebre aseda no kwama yaboafo endpoint homeopathic clinic dana se papa infertility ho nkomo ese wokɔ no mo check ya wodie no mo hwese bibia ye kama mema no check nsuo no se ano ode ne etimi ewo ma ne nyina no endpoint se ye sanso na Gini Foods enua ne papa wo pe bi ho na obenya wo mo rice no Gini rice ne oil mayonnaise sardine ne milk no ede uko supermarket ene market BM a Gini nuane no benya biato wo ho ye da omo ase papa mewo Dr. Benedict Afari wo Hasega East Municipal Hospital hono wo ye gynecologist intino obstetrician gynecologist inti nkomo we de dan mu pepe dog anwure ya mo adwomo akwaba
ye nia
ye da se papa na bibia bokọ de
pacho bibia bokọ
ene de behu anim kre de bia no dog asha max sa de hu ise nyame a ekira de wa hwe be bonsa ho bebre ye be hia nkrofo bebre ni etwam ise ya asha max no enti no sa ye de nyame ase dog wo ya doctor we de brief kitu bi de mampani kan ye ne restrictions ye bia ye mu ye okay
yes yeah okay just that I think CC and yes so enclosed place there I think it's better than Kobesha Max no but in an open place and there and encouraging for say omun koje vaccine no because we here we said President can say fourth wave. We said yanshe den hu be brave because not that time no a lot of people were taking vaccine admissions no ne death and bibia conform. Into omo munya wo vaccine bi no omo ko yes.
Wa enya okra nti se ehase
exactly.
To obi anko. Dog anwume ye di infertility ho nkomo. That topic we dey so pa. Be sure say bia da sane e besa to
so. Yes.
Because of mampani ebe mu nti na ma time ne bebre ko. Say about 8:32.
What?
Nti mere no ko. Ye kan infertility e dia.
Okay, nti ka infertility I know che say oba ne obema mu ntimi nwo. Na no ye hwe a chi say 12 months. Nse obani obema yeshia unprotected sex about 3 to 4 times a week. Now for 12 months and now 1 year omude aboso sa pregnancy biamba. Enti eyesa na say yenya pregnancy bia na yese infertility or no mo infertile.
Okay.
Na say na wo boss no introduction no ye wo mienu ye wo mo omo Nyinsen da. I said oba no Nyinsen da ana bema no Nyinsen na omo mienu no obia oba no onfoforo da nti I say bema no ono onyim obia da ana say ba no so onfoforo da nti no ye primary na secondary ne say bia oba no wa Nyinsen da ana bema no Nyinsen obi da but sisi ana omo mienu no wo ho no Nyinsen no mba. Yes.
Okay, there is a types of infertility. Your primary and your secondary.
Yes.
It's for more Facebook. Nyamishra Morut or be your boa hatachi. David Nyinsen say great show. Yada say Emmanuel Asafo J. My brother Abegani. Okay, on you piano and fellow Ghanaians in Inter. Me sure say Bema Nyinsen ni Awoɔ for the no afemu kakra. Na so ni nyina mu no mama wo fidie no and na Nyinsen any Awoɔ. Yada bro kwasi da nwumre bia 8 to 9 and fellow Ghanaians in Tino Brana Konanim. Teen fertility no ehun komo no da sene ye bompire say ye betumi so atwa so me shepa di enti adog. Nyame abona de obon bibia fefefe kama na beba so obi entime nwo de pa na causes infertility and I say sa problem no.
Nyoma bebrate me causes ohwe infertility at this part of the world and I'm even say Ghana kra no. The cancer prevalence is about 11 to 15% roughly. And only just offer it be a couple, offer 10 to 15 be a almost a problem. No. And I'm saying so because we say a month for and because of school near humanity, almost starting terminal to or more. Omu fie na akọ enimo no unse wo fie na kọ enimo nyina especially mba no eya na Nyinsen no difficult kakra nti unse omo edi 35 years and above kra omo no ye pese ye investigate omo for infertility na ye hwe omo for just 6 months omo de ye news 1 year no because already nankasa years no embom good into infertility na ye wo enoma efi emba no into ye wo female factors
Okay.
And ye wo male factors emema no so kan and ye wo omo mienu no and abi wo kra ye hye dan ho adekontia Nyinsen no emba. Yes, intenu ho. Inti ese obi ahu se enye ma no kwa because most of the time na ya na ma no na ebo mo so bo se omunti am Nyinsen no but ye wo de efa emma no he wo de efa me na mumie ni nyina muhia bi ho kra ntimi enhu ade krontia. And I hwe wo fa mba no so a unse ma no de mo reproductive organ no and system no. Unse ya na a bit complicated emma de no. Inti unse emma no omo ase ho no omo awode na no omo awode na nkasa and omo tubes no the sperm ne be femu no anase kosua ne be femu no and omo de etukosua no until you can imagine say ombetimi nya problems affect awode na no awode na nkasa tube no and even ovary no just nyoma around 4 then apart from that no so other genetic problems betimi abemu any environmental factors betimi abemu and I will find member so most of the time the member no problem pa and say either say sperms no enye adequate and in terms of into the FN low sperm count no into no problem say be na production no e wo form and I say be testis no and actually etimi produce all right but intimi mba baby ese ba no inti there could be say be a production problem e wo ho and as a blockage be wo ho but apart from that no so infections any genetic problems any even sometimes in condition be ade wo emema no for example unso mo aye wo mo na omo hwe no embeda badwa no mu no ye the FN undescended testis no and this is ebia ye hu ni ntema ebetimi how in future and
ye hu ni ntema embedem kra that's about ko pe
but you how come enu ni nyina ehihye omo growing ho no because I say bad down that scrub to no ntimi ameda ho na baby ehye no ho no heat wo ho enye ho na nyankopon say enhye nti ameda you scrub to no good ntimi nye adwuma na say nti obi sa no obetimi nya male infertility and abi nso o amema no mutimi develop condition me friend varicose veins ubon say intin no aya kese bebre unse mema no bi obon say omo hwe ho no
Dog. I catch me. This is more.
Because someone on Makabi or Monka, and a man now sometimes say, scrotum near the Shwan, yes, side horn, baby, a kugum. No say I say was saki be a kugum, yes. And you can have, yes, you can have some veins be a M for me, varicose veins, and varicose, and a son friend. No say, no, M for me. It's because of that, and a bit me affect the production of the sperms, and I be a blockage bit me and one of the issues are both a man and man in a fact say be infections, infection bit me how ban pa infections bit me how or beman. So these are very important things so because of you to say the boss about secondary infertility no. Ebia bema no or badada and our banner crowd would but now no because of certain issues ebia infertility and abortions be why and a bema no say be normal be why in the past ni nyina betimi affect you that currently no the pregnancy no emba then of course a man and member no so be bomo sometimes ebia na a bomb hu kitamudi na enko the way siko sometimes the cry na ya na Bani Berman, Nehusio, Berman, Husio, and Bahunsion in Shia. There are issues like that. I say incompatibility be bemo. And a bisu ha, ya shesa, Bani, you're okay, Berman, you're okay, but still I want to me. How? I'm sending her, and I've been blame other things. But your friend unexplained. But be one. Underlying that maybe some genetic issues be intimi and determined. Genetic nature say a new manner form nipeduano. Be a different chromosomes. Chromosomes or hunty for any gamete. No, you can't gamete na or sperms no or banhusiono. There are some genetic issues be with it. Nti sperm and baby all right, but you're capable of fertilizing an egg. Then of course the egg will be produced all right, but also you're capable of being fertilized. But Yana is very difficult to prove, especially genetic conditions. And I Becca's unexplained. In the Sankophone in terms of treatment, offer IVF for non-anacephone. I'm just sort of as time goes on, yeah.
Dr. Benedict Afari na Emmanuel Saka said dog next year show pictures. Say be ya work can be hunu de wo pass no.
Pictures.
Production aduma next time. Yeah, can say nanka ye roll on Facebook. Yeah, that's what we are so Ruth being your boss set very educative program mommy. Keep it up. Yeah, that's say Papa Parfait Ruth Abebium and David and so yeah, that's mon share. Now like a comment and then infertility no hon komo and ye dear Dr. Cheche and near many so near maybe to me ekofa sa Awoɔ mu and semi bebreba because say no a day pa so no we would offer bet now 2-3 years ne ban my no and ye easy sa one I share any more no ye bompa say ya maybe mom be dog enti Yan share ya share types in every
yes.
Better than me who say, or some see, and I'm better than me who say me infertile, better than me who.
Yeah.
A problem.
Yes, indeed for Mban, for example, Musa Nancy cried the Yana advocate at the bear friend preconception care. Just say be answer now, will be decided, say will be free for no cry, no be to me by hospital. Now, doctor, I should share 1 or 2 things be. Indeed for Mbano. For example, one of the things I heard say be our menses no is it normal into regular in terms of duration, in terms of quantity and the time no. Into no my idea so okay if menses no ever every month we assume say everything should be fine, but then there is just an assumption because once the way a cycle no a year juma every month be I say body no prepare say Nyinsen beba. Nti se Nyinsen na mba na preparation ni nyina abra asinte no na menses no bante every once you have your menses every time in the day we assume say you should be okay. And of course, whilst with me who atenka bi ma hu se wutukosia hu se nyoma bi o hatimi ma se wutukosia na wutukosia. For example, yewo ma no nsu na wo mase no during time ovulation no is in the way etie normally very slimy and no so hu bi so ha na during the ovulation period no body temperature timi koso kakra. Then naturally no na during ovulation period most of the women no na omaten kano ekoso kakra. Then of course e binum so timinya one-sided pain bi during ovulation period into when you bitimi ama as a guide but enya 100% foolproof. For a man there say him say once a witimi ejaculate there we hope say the sperm inside but obi obitimi ejaculate all right but be any because we have men omo exospermia no che say insuo ne beba nti semen ne beba won say semen a combination of seminal fluid and sperm no into the two together no yeah semen into obi or how obenya some form of semen. So what it means that there's seminal fluid in but there's no sperm. Yes. And I want to say member ni bi also more ejaculatory problem bi or how ne ho ban tentem nti ebia sperms no cry ntimi nko inside ansana we jegum and abiso or how na sperm no so ahodi nim nti ya na normally member ni bi omutimi ho se ebia se wo semen no a bit light and I say bia na se mushewia enche na bon se bibia eba out but no crampo enya 100%. A lot of women use that but no say naturally no a man no mase ho no san nti e bibeba but sometimes na some complain na wo hwehwemu hu say sometimes and a man come to me who say the way na me hu nsuo ten I say necessary be especially if you are drinking alcohol, you are smoking, we use some recreational drugs with me who say normal sister and omojuma is such that they are sitting down for long hours, especially long distance drivers because of the heat it affects more problems then of course what tanya infections are when you say infection bet me have because for what tanya infection pa obet me develop pelvic inflammatory disease and as a pelvic inflammatory disease one when year a bit me cause blockage of your tube and yes tubes in the mean a bit me block because of persistent pelvic inflammatory infection. And you can imagine so tubes in the block it there then sperm no to me and fat tube no more and kushia egg no and fertilizing until you get infertility. And a member so almost munya infection it me block it or more channel no.
Remember infection
gonorrhea, chlamydia, sexually transmitted infections in and some of the infection it damages sperms no. And it affects the production. And sebia infections so go on untreated. A bit me cause blockage of the duct. So these are things that say it give you a sense one when year infertility in bit me aba. Yes.
Nana do chumwa say infertility treatment journey. Oh my God, it's a hell. God help everyone looking for babies. Very good topic. Here does say Ruth Asaba, hey, I'm not ready for this, but I listen. We all buying quantity. So Odo Itema say good job. If you the only doctor chair Theophilus Enin say taking notes. Yeah, that's Papa Felix Hackman say bless you guys. Vida Mreku and so Ewaha. Yeah, that's Papa Munshe. Or like a comment na fe won so e ma so da no so hu se kwase da nwumre bia 8 pm no Nyinsen Awoɔ team net snase na ye din komo e wo so obi bia timi Nyinsen so a e wo so otumi wo e fa ho e fa wo ba na enene wo first time a wutie dia na ye hye no so se nkomo a ye dia no se fa ye Nyinsen ho se fa ya wo enkura ne titie mu oba wa fa afuro ni nyina ye di ho enkomo kwase da bia 8 pm e wa Adom 106.3 FM or Facebook Adom 106.3 a wo question bibi e kire wadwo de to ho no mo so a ye de beto ho na fe doctor so ayi ano amaye ye dan point homeopathic clinic ase papa mema no prostate no mom yenko check china nyame ya Adom a yenko ne yenko check na fe man so infections yi ene ye ka ho asem yi infection ti a block enema bi ama esi awo no kwan wokọ endpoint a Dr. Duboatin wo ho obeboa wo infertility ye ka ho asem yi so kọ na kọ check mema no ya monta mpekro ba me kọ na so kwa na solution ni yebenya na menko amekọ na wankwa na ye kọ ne sei to obi ankọ why wo friend point was 0244867068 or no bekasa 0244867068 na one no akasa Dr. Faris yewia ne chia kwan so beto ho na afi one no edi enkomotitu wa wo peba asa gane ne de yebetimi no atena se edidi nkomo a also afi nkona wie ye de na dance na aba because ye will be e wo ha tie nim se wonso de no ebeba dog yensa mo akwa ababiem
yes
na yento so asemi nti won say wo kan bibi fa incompatibility and as I was saying like
yes so I don't know, it's very difficult to be able to assess, but yet me won say obi o ha obi share for some time still I'm pregnant, but oni obi fufu ko share pena aba
no better ko twa fa ho
no so ne asem no
nti ebitimi bam ho ma mo ka kire o mo
yes nti ebinum sa no sometimes cervical factors na me ka kire wo no nti sa na say we have to bypass that barrier no into obi sa no say try multiple times because enim say bema no ne hunsuo no ye adequate oba no so to kusia kama na enim say ne tubes no block ye oba no na still a omuhia na enye adwuma ebetimi aye ade be friend no IUI the friend no artificial insemination into eno no we are bypassing service no na ya de ato awode animu then it can continue there have been some studies almost say there are some antibodies antigen antibody interaction bia masade no o Nyinsen intimemba nti by bypassing sa barrier no we've had couples yes artificial insemination as IUI no momo no omatimi Nyinsen yes
okay na ye infertility ya ka ho asem yetimi treated
oh yes infertility can be treated even now no because of technology mom they apem so still there's even help for them because of IVF for example recently Ukraine was news ni say a 56-year-old woman through IVF no with me enya ono ankasa number
no yes no boarding show
yes that's the thing because why you can imagine we know technology now is involved no and the woman has to go through some treatment to get her system ready because 56-year-old there menopause actually yes into treatment no expensive expensive definitely
yes and you be an bit
of course yes and you be any there ampa to say be some silver collection
because yes I'm ordering and I say gynae and obstetrician gynecologist at what age just say mate say obi o ha yes just won woda and the nyametimi ye but say bi obi wa woda na bia so pe bia at what age and I will bet to me akasa hade obenya na hade ewunya
okay into reproductive age group no 15 to 49 and for most girls no from 15 years no because menstruation are starting there from that time copy 49 no Nyinsen betimi aba
okay
of course when you are getting close to menopause Nyinsen no is difficult once I mention say 35 years because research have shown say after 35 years no fertility no eba form because at that time no X no numbers no into both quantity and quality the eggs are getting because every month be a baby out because once a man you are born with a set of eggs into yes na ekɔ nyina na esa nti kodu baby na wo menopause because asa nti bibi enu ebe produce estrogen ebe ma still awagya wona so yes nti cut off no year 35 years although the reproductive age group no year 15 to 49 even these days I have been kra be 51 52 kra still amubo omunsa but it's more difficult getting pregnant after age 35. It doesn't mean say obi o ha naturally no ntimi obi o ha binimo ha 40 something omo naturally use even any artificial means they get pregnant, but everybody is different and no more even at a later age, you know, without any Nyinsen water because no system no. Yes, but if you keep longer to get pregnant, sometimes it's difficult. Yes, so those are the considerations.
So I don't know how it happens, but maybe obi go one more worry for fra. Be a first year no nani onye ready. Yeah. More pet time baby at the next 2 years or so. A whole mum no money abre penedy me classify as primary and as secondary. Yes,
if you're banning Nyinsen that they are primary.
Okay.
Na bema no so on also a primary. But say be any of them no. Pregnancy about in the past a secondary. The thing about the marriage and sometimes I have pressure count and I won't say stress because if you're anticipating so much because won't say in your manner what regulates even or bar menstruation or ovulation is all from the brain. Into sometimes when the pressure comes on you are difficult because won't say young girls no more there they are not even looking for pregnancy but yeah until these days I realize say you know one person yeah so these things are a lot of pressure, a lot of society we know, but one thing that we tell the woman, you shouldn't be under pressure. No matter the pressure
but also
wait there, just an example. Sometimes the family, can you imagine say lady be a me way man or no crawl, she has to do myomectomy like fibroid operation. And then Adom when you say but when him say Nyinsen never no ne in-law, ne sister-in-law no free you. Now maybe says oh na lady nankasa wa you also how. So you can imagine
no nyanyem ye no
you see you it is anybody nya ma lady nanka sampo no all can this age so you can imagine those times na Nyinsen number no so and in this part of the world, don't say pregnancy number. I mean, church-wise, family-wise, even your friends cry. Exactly. And some of the men too, if you don't get pregnant, no, who say pregnancy, they are having two minds. So yes.
Marina, the Empress, good evening, Efia. Na ask doctor if too much intake of contraceptives can cause infertility.
Okay, the thing about the contraceptives is once known is to prevent pregnancy. Into what we know is once you should be there, you will get pregnant. Yes, but some of the contraceptives na return to fertility no ebiana months be betimi abemu. Sometimes it be up to about 9 months, some of them. But most of them no there unya sometimes funny year yes.
Nana years I'm enjoying the show. Yada se kechira kosia ajima. Good evening, Efia. Please part 2. Why? Okay, yada se Obiba JK John. Say good evening, Efia. Hope you are doing well. Or sharing free Italy. Yada se Papa Prawozel. Enin said thank you, Efia. The program is educative. Yada say Papa Gladys night. Say good evening, Efia. Good topic. Yada say Awujake Dalali say fantastic. And why be Nana Duchum so infertility treatment. Jenna ya can't audio. Yada say Mrano. I don't know. Shine or ye me phone lines on. Na maybe next week. Number next week near Twaso. Next week na ya dog ya to so nti next week no nyame adma ye be hwede here ne de here
nti next week no common causes no say me the factors no yebobo factors but there are some disease conditions bia and no it can affect you into any baby bia when him say oh you are diagnosed with this condition you know say then pregnancy who betimi ayedin then enoma na betimi kra atwa adwen siso because sometimes bia na we realize you have a lot of hair or you have a lot of hair or voice and bia na wonyem na breastfeed so fitter be few no for me but that means you can have some prolactin problem. Sometimes even thyroid problems here can affect you in terms of infertility. Into some of those things, and then a man say bit me bobo normally be also just into detail. Then after that, no, you be zooming on into how I bit me a couples no for them to be able to get pregnant. Yes.
They tell me say another any fancy her. Na young friend Dr. Bia before next week nyame ya Adom na ye ba. Young friend 0243903104 0243903104 and 0266808941 0266808941 with me a friend no WhatsApp and so to me audio so ye betie na endpoint and so pesa wo ye wo check we mu nyina no so a utimi a friend no 0244867068 0244867068 na infertility problem no yen to ase emfan free ho Jenny Foods osema aduane eye de mafie ye de pa ntino Jenny ye won rice ho ye won mayonnaise ho ye won oil ne tin fish ne milk nso e wo ho nti ye na Gino Jenny ni sawoso babia Rojan Herbal Clinic nso yedo mase yare bia hawo say stomach ulcer nom ne ade wokọ Rojan Herbal Clinic omo ebeboa obehyew ama ho atumi atọ ye wase diabetes wo ho oba person meses ni flow ye na pains bia free ho ase diabetes na wo hia aseda tonic no so so wonu mu ato wonom bia ebeboa nyumako ya da Roma ene yede Nyinsen ne Awoɔ ebra wo ne fellow Ghanaians nti yade besi ha nyambo adase ne nkwane ahoden wo ho ayebetoa infertility no eso ema ne mema efamudie no ene yabobɔ ne nyina so tofa yade ama wo frɛ doctor wo 0243903104 ana WhatsApp na na kasa so endpoint and so se brane en check wo prostate no mawo oba infections and mema infections and ye can infertility infections nso ka ho when treaty na wo ho adachi bia ne be hawo nti 0244867068 bididi afia amankwa tamaklo Dr. Shaya akwa ne produce ye na fe jeko adaroma so de etum wo Facebook nyame show bia wo ba Facebook be hweye yen kipi yen questions no ne phone in for next week nyame ya Adom na so wa ma ne nkwa wo ho a ibedi sa infertility ho nkomwe adepanche
Jim FM
Mini mabusua de ya jechi ni nuane ko na boss